Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to the UK Royal Family official channel. I hope you already having a wonderful day. Today I am going to share news about Prince Annie and Vice-Admiral Timothy Laurence. So before we begin, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Princess Annie and Vice-Admiral Timothy Laurence celebrate 32nd wedding anniversary. The Princess Royal and her husband were 32 years ago today in a small ceremony in a Scottish church. Princess Anne is best known by the public as one of the hardest working royals. However, behind closed doors she is known as a wife, mother and grandmother. While Anne is 74, keeps much of her life on her Gatcombe estate private, her marriage to her second husband Vice Admiral Timothy Laurence was very much in the public eye then. The pair were 32 years ago today. Before walking down the aisle on December 12, 1992, Annie, the king's sister, had to ask her mother, the late Queen Elizabeth, for permission to divorce her first husband, Mark Anthony Peter Phillips, with whom she shared children Peter and Zara Phillips. It was after the divorce that the Princess Royal began to date Sir Tim, whom, according to Hello, she reportedly first met years before when the naval officer was serving aboard the royal yacht was an equerry to the late Queen. After dating for some time, the pair married in Scotland the same year as her divorce was finalized, opting for a small wedding with very close family at Carthy Creek Church near Balmoral. It is believed the couple had to wait in Scotland as divorces at the time could not remarry under the Church of England. Despite Mary, the Princess Royal, Sir Tim continued to work in the Royal Navy up until 2010. When he retired after 37 years of service, while he was often by his wife's side for big royal events, Sir Tim is not an official working royal like Princess Anne. Instead of is often seen supporting Annie and other members of the royal family at large events, including the funeral of the late Queen Elizabeth. He is often seen accompanying the royal family on the Buckingham Palace balcony alongside his wife and fellow senior royals, as well as supporting the princess in the public stage. Sir Tim is always devoted to being by his wife's side in private after 32 years of marriage. As shown when Annie suffered a head injury earlier this year in June, the Princess Royal had been walking around her estate when an incident happened that left the princess with the minor head injuries. She was kept in South Mid Hospital, Bristol, for treatment and persuasion. Sir Tim was seen outside the hospital visiting his wife and bringing her much needed some home comforts. He told reporters then that the bag he was carrying into the hospital was full of a few little treats from home. Over the years, the couple has been seen as a great source of support each other in public and private, and especially after a difficult few years. They are likely to spend their 32nd anniversary together at their Gloucestershire state, where Princess Anne's children and their families also live. Is another news. The rarely mentioned royal couple who have quietly supported Britain for 31 years. Following their wedding day in 1992, Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Laurence have become increasingly popular members of the royal family. Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Laurence are celebrating their wedding anniversary today, having quietly supported the monarch since their low-key wedding day 32 years ago. The couple, who first met back in 1980s when Annie was still married to her first husband, and have now become two of the most popular members of the royal family. Annie, who has been hardly as the hardest working royal, is often joined by her husband at royal events, and unlike his wife, Sir Tim is not an official working member of the family, never failing to show his support to his family and his wife's family. Including her brother King Charles, Sir Tim has also joined Annie on various royal tours, including Sri Lanka earlier this year. The couple have been praised for their no-fuss approach to royal life, with one Instagram fan account stating there is alongside a picture of Annie and her husband. The fan account wrote, Annie will keep the farm going with no fuss, a head down and get on with it tied. Annie has always put duty and responsibility first in the immutable nonsense, no nonsense, straightforward, and won't mess with me away. Commenting at the time of the late Queen Elizabeth death in 2022, Piers Morgan previously took time to praise Annie for providing attributes like her late mother within the royal family. Taking to X, he wrote, Annie never gets enough credit for her own selfless devotion to duty and decorum. Like the late Queen, she represents the very best of royalty. At the time of the late monarch's death, Sir Timothy proved to be a much needed support to not only his wife but also her family. As the late Queen's coffin made its way through towns and cities, the 69-year-old had accompanied his wife in the car. In an article by Daily Mail, Sir Timothy was dubbed a loyal husband as he joined his wife on a journey on which took around 6 hours. Although not working royal, Sir Timothy has frequently been asked to undertake royal roles typical of such as joining the family on the Buckingham Palace for the annual rough flypast as part of Trooping the Colour. Like in previous years, Sir Timothy joined his wife, King Charles, and Queen Camilla, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and their children, and the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh on the palace balcony on June 15. The rare invitation appears to showcase the closest bond he had with the late Queen as well as King Charles. Sir Timothy Laurence also joined Annie on a royal visit to Sri Lanka earlier this year. Back in January and ready to kickstart the new year, Annie and Sir Timothy arrived for the 3-day visit in Sri Lanka. The couple received a spectacular welcome as they touched down in the country. So, what do you guys think about this update? Please let me know in the comment below, and I wish you like my video. If you like my video, please press like button and subscribe for more. I hope I will see you tomorrow or in next video. Happy watching.